Hi everyone and welcome to my video. This is the first video of a little mini series I'm doing of 50 kilograms of motherboards, low grade boards I should say, and they're all going to be depopulated, separated to all the different various metals, and then they are going down to Empire Finds, another YouTuber that you want to go and check out, and he'll be melting them all into bars for me, and then we'll have the boards, and then at the end of the series we'll have the bars, and I'll just quickly show you what I'll be going for, which I'll be going for the copper, the aluminium, the IC chips, virtually everything I'll be taking off. And on this one you can see like the small IC chips in the middle there, that's C506, is it? The MLCC, and gold pins, virtually everything I'll be going for. And then like on these relays, because there's copper in those and silver contacts, and some of them they have gold contacts, but I'll explain when I've got some of this depopulated, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to process these even further with the contacts. I'll go into more detail on how they're going to be melted and stuff. I won't be refining anything to pure silver and pure gold. It'll just be, I'll explain that later on when I get some to show you. So this is maybe four videos, 5 videos with the melting altogether. This little mini series will be, and come along for a ride and you'll see what it all turns out into, which will be interesting. So I'll just get a few bits depopulated first, and I'll show you in more detail on different items I'm going for, so you'll have a bit more of an idea. Catch you in a minute. Here's a few components I've taken off. Copper donut things, coils, which you can unravel the copper quite easily. Get nice copper off those. ICCs, which I'll go into more detail how I'm going to process them towards the end of the series. And then you get your fuse holders, that holds your fuses. Those are brass, and I go for the MLCCs, which not a lot of people go for them because they're tiny, which I enjoy picking those off. And they contain silver, and some of the old boards contain palladium, I think it is as well, but all of them, most of them contain silver. Relays, which has, give me a second, the Ben one, you see it, which has, it's not going to focus, hang on, put on the table, silver contacts just there, which this is one that I've stripped down. You get a bit of steel, the copper you get off that part where the contacts are, you get some copper, little strip of brass, and there's the two little silver contacts, which with those, all the contacts I get will all be melted into a little bar. Even though there's copper underneath, it'll still be a copper bar, but it will contain silver, so that'll be separate to the normal copper bars. And some of the connectors, they got gold ends on, you can see on the end there. So what I do, I'm going to cut off the gold parts, which the other parts that are left off it is coated copper, So all the gold bearing parts will all be melted into little bars. So that'll be another like copper bar that contains gold. So that'll be kept separate. And then you got your aluminium heat sinks, and then your power capacitors or MOSFETs, which I just found something interesting. I'll tell you in a sec. Which normally the back plates, this part here, as you can see, I've ground it off with a file, and it's copper, and then you get this part and the legs are copper, and a lot of them there's very tiny gold bond wires that connect, which there are various videos on YouTube where people have recovered the gold from them. But one thing I've just noticed, the first time I've come across one is off another board. I've just took one of these off, and the back part there scraped it, and the whole thing is aluminium with a little plate, little copper plate that was attached to the bottom of it. Like on the copper ones, that funny dye area there, whatever that is, normally there is straight to the copper heat part that screws onto that. But this one, it's aluminium, but a little copper plate attached to it. So this back part, this is off the same one that got the copper one, aluminium one off. So this bit here on the back is actually aluminium on that one. So from now on, I think I need to keep a check on every single one and separate the ones that have got the aluminium backs and the ones that have got the copper, and separate them. Which, if you're going for the gold, they'll get processed the same, but at least with your waste you got left, you got the aluminium in one section and your copper in another batch. So if you didn't know, which I didn't until this minute, well, a few minutes ago, on some boards now, they've actually started using aluminium and less copper in the MOSFETs. So something to look out for. And I'll come back shortly when I've got a couple of boards stripped down. I'll show you various other things I'll go for as well. I've just finished a few of the smaller boards, and that's what's left on the board. Not a lot, which I might remove these last bits. I'm not sure yet. This is what I've got so far. In that container is like coated brass, a bit of solder and tin coated or nickel coated, whatever it is. This one, gold plated pins, few MLCCs, these little things, not sure what these are. They look like IC chips, but they're not, and they've got like just 4 legs on each of them. Little 3-leg transistors, which I'm doing experiments at some point. See if there's any gold in them, because I've seen some videos where there's tiny gold wires in. We're trying to do my own experiment on that with a homemade blue sluice bowl I made. There's my MOSFETs in there, coated brass, IC chips, and tantalum capacitors, and there's a couple more relays. That's what you get the silver contacts out of, and a few fuses. These smaller items, these little capacitors, different colours, and so, which I keep them because some of them contain silver and other precious metals. Some copper, a bit of extruded extruded aluminium, and I'll keep this separate. Don't need to, it can be thrown together, but I like to keep it separate. I call this my sheet aluminium, the sheet ones, and extruded heat sinks. The transformers, capatroids, and so on, which when I unravel the copper, I end up with that. There's probably about 2 kilos of transformers in there, which I'll recover the copper out of each one of those. Aluminium capacitors and other miscellaneous resistors and different things in there, and obviously usual stuff. It's all the screws and other bits of metal, which always remember that on the ends, each end of those, you have a little metal bracket where they attach to the boards, and sometimes these have like little metal pins, and these have metal brackets. Make sure you remove the metal off the aluminium, otherwise it won't be clean aluminium. So this is just the first part, just to give you an idea on what this series is about, and in the next episode I'll go into a little bit more detail on how I strip the boards and see what the next lot of stuff we get off. And I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully you'll stick around for the series, and have a good day, evening, night, morning, depending on where you are in the world, and see you soon. Ciao for now.